Oh man, a roller coaster of emotions tonight. The clinch East Division and everything we've been through as a football team. With the injuries and just the every week battles. It's just a roller coaster of emotions right now. Again, another game. I know y'all get tired of me saying it, but I've never been in a football game like what I experienced today. But these guys found a way to get it done. We East Division champs. I'm happy. We're looking forward to it. Got a break next week, and we'll be back here versus Prairie View in 2 weeks. So we got to get ready to go.
Question?
Coach, the defense did a really good job holding them, especially towards the end. Can you just touch on what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it all year. When their backs against the wall, they go out there and find a way to go out there and make a play in that game. We pinned our ears back on the defensive line, the secondary. Played good coverage there. But hats off to Alcorn. They moved around well. They played a good football game. To me, it was just a tale of two halves. We came out in the first half on fire, and then we didn't show up in the second half. As a football team, we didn't show up in the second half, and they took advantage of that. But hey, we found a way to pull it out in the end.
What was your message to Jared after he dropped that snap from the formation?
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates. That's all you can do. You put your arm around him, tell him to keep his head up as a young quarterback, true freshman. Who'd have thought that would have happened? You work that every day. We go through, quarterback center exchange, and the game is over, but you just try to pick him up because we still got football to play. You can't get on him too tough. He knows he has to secure that football. We talk about turnovers and things like that. So he has trusted teammates. His teammates had his back. Defense went out there and got it done for him.
Coach, what was your message specifically, like that first drive for Alcorn coming out in the second half? They drive down the field, get a touchdown.
Yeah.
What was your message to the defense after that game?
We better than that. I told them at halftime, don't go to sleep. Don't get caught in the extracurricular activities, and don't go to sleep on this team. They're gonna fight. They have, they laid it on the line today. This was their Super Bowl. This was their championship game, and they came out here and played like it. They played like their hair was on fire today. But I went straight to Jeremiah and said, "What happened right there?" And we talked about it. They played with some more tempo too. They picked their tempo up in the second half. They were playing faster, getting the ball snapped. Kudos to their offensive coordinator and their head coach, Coach Thomas. But we wasn't getting lined up as fast. I just thought we were kind of sleepwalking as a defense. For them to come out and score that second half.
Obviously, a lot of big moments in this game today. One of them being that fumble recovery you guys had. A lot of people will probably talk about Frankie Dunn picking it up.
Yeah.
What about Ashton Taylor getting?
That was a highly savvy play of him. Because Ashton could have went after the football. And I'm seeing him look at it, and he looks back and see this guy running for the ball and knocks him down to get Frankie the football. I mean, that's just smart football by us. It's championship level football by Ashton.
Nate, you had over 100 receiving yards. We've seen your excitement every time when you're on the field making a play. What did you feel? I guess maybe a little bit differently today in your performance.
Nothing different. I mean, just trusting that my coach is going to put me in the right position to make the right plays. Trusting Jared, trusting the O-line that they're going to give him time. And just doing my 1-11.
Jeremiah, I've seen you on this team last year. You guys won the SWAC championship with the Celebration Bowl. Coming into today's game, what were you kind of telling your teammates about getting ready for a big game and with everything at stake?
I just told them, guys, dominate from the get-go. I know we're going to make some mistakes, but it's how we bounce back from the mistakes and how well we can execute the play Coach Quinn gives us.
Coach, what does he say that you get back to a familiar place? SWAC championship, you've been preaching all season, of course, but you get back, but you get back with a backup quarterback, with all the things that people said, no Jacoby and this and that, like Jack State's just going to be able, they're just going to be able to run the ball. Like, what does he say to get back to this moment?
I know my team. That's what I know my team. I know these guys around me. I know this team is full of playmakers. They got a will to win. We got a great group that came back off of last year's team, and the guys we added have an appetite for success. Regardless of who goes down, it's a next man up deal here for us, and that's what you saw all year long. We dealt with the injury bug, and we never made an excuse. We was like, we're going to play for a SWAC championship, and not only play for a SWAC championship, we wanted to play at the vet. That's something I'm so excited about 2 years in a row, being able to host the SWAC championship right here and get that home field advantage against PV in a couple of weeks.
Coach, Coach Jacoby, he was dressed today.
Yeah.
What's his outlook going into the next couple of games?
He'll be cleared to go. He'll be cleared to go. He felt good this past week with the foot and everything. But we just made the decision with Jared right now and to get Jacobian that extra rest. He gets 2 more weeks to really get ready to go. But we'll go back, evaluate it and everything, and get him ready, get Jared ready, get all these guys ready to play.
Obviously, the goal was to win, and you accomplished that. But can you touch on the history and the rivalry of the Soul Bowl and what it means to those fans out there?
Oh man, it's huge. I don't know if these guys know how big that was tonight. This one will always be remembered. This is one that'll never be forgotten. I know for me, I won't. But you talk about the greats that played in it, Steve McNair and all the great athletes that played in it. But I tell these guys every day, y'all are playing towards something really great. And tonight you saw that with this football team to persevere through a moment like that. But, one of the greatest Soul Bowls I ever been a part of as a player and a coach.
Nate, you being new to this team, what does it mean to you to be a part of their success this year and getting back to the SWAC championship game?
It means so much to me. It's a blessing to be able to come in and not only play with these guys, but contribute something to the team and be an asset to this team. All I can say is it's a blessing, I thank God for this opportunity. I'm gonna make the best of it.
Anybody else?
Man, let me say this. So happy for our seniors. Today was senior day. It was a big group out there. Kind of scared me. We got to get the recruiting too. But hey, I'm so happy for those seniors. They deserve this tonight. Being senior day and the parents, just all that interaction before the game. And this guy's been around me since I've been at Jackson State, and just to see these guys going out as champions. I asked him last night, Jeremiah, how many SWAC championships you got? And the East Division, he got a ton, you know what I mean? He's working on some more now, as well as some other names. And just, for those seniors to get this win tonight means a lot in this Soul Bowl.
How different does it feel this time around? I know when you've been there and you know what it feels like how different does it feel?
I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I am tired, the emotions and just the grind and just continue to push these guys. They push me too, but I'm tired right now. That's why I'm so blessed to have this win. Because I remember I told them earlier in the week, I told them, do we want this to be it? How do y'all want to be, handling next week with Thanksgiving? And we all decided we want to play some more football after this. But I'm tired. I'm going to get some rest, man. I guarantee you that.
Well, Coach, because you said that, how much rest will you give the players since you have 2 weeks?
They off tomorrow. You see, you happy to hear that? No, yeah, they'll be off tomorrow. That's a great question. They'll be off tomorrow, man. And we'll start working on Prairie View on Monday. But we'll hit the reset button, get them back in there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning probably, and then get ready for Turkey Day. And then get back in here on the weekend and get to work. They know it's championship time now. Now, we want. It was a goal to win the East, but now you talk about ring chasing and making history. And they know what's at stake.
If you're fortunate, South Carolina State's waiting.
Yeah, we'll get there first. We got PV coming though first. That's a good team over there. I think they beat Valley pretty good today. They're rolling, you know what I mean? And there's something I'm gonna tell you, shoot, we getting everybody best. These teams are coming in here and playing their butts off against us. So we're gonna have to be ready to go. Coach Jackson does a great job of motivating those guys. So we're not gonna really talk about Atlanta. We got our work cut out here in a couple weeks.
Third straight game with the dramatic
I know.
here at the stadium. But guard the yard really coming into play.
Yeah, that's what I meant when we came in. My wife came up with it. We want to guard the yard in all matters, in all situations. No matter the situation of the game, we're going to build this team up. We built this thing into being something pretty special. And they understand that, we don't lay down to nobody. When these teams come in here, we're going to protect the vet. I don't think we lost this year in the vet, huh? Don't jinx it. But that's a hell of a feat, to say that though. But that's what guard the yard mean. You got to build it with the right people around you. When I say that, let me say this: these coaches, they do a heck of a job around here, man. My coaching staff, everybody from top to bottom, do a heck of a job right here getting these guys ready to play, and they respond each and every week for me.
Good now? You good?
I'm good now.
Okay, I just want to make sure you have anything.
Nah, I'm good.
For my regulars, no press conference on Monday. We'll let Coach get
Good
his
job,
rest.
boys.
If you're still here tomorrow, we have basketball at home.
Thank y'all, man. Y'all be safe
Appreciate it.
tonight.
Thank y'all.
All right.